Hi, how's it in the name of Christ? How you doing? It's your girl Cake Karabo. I hope you're good. I hope you're peachy. I hope you're stellar. And I hope you're in a neat little bunch. If you're not, welcome to the party. Is that just not the story of our lives? Hey, come on. Shall I repeat this? Shall I start? I shall. Hi, how's it in the name of Christ? How you doing? It's your girl Cake Karabo. I hope you're good. I hope you're peachy. I hope you're stellar, and I hope you're in a neat little bunch. If you're not, welcome to the party. Is that not just the story of our lives? Yes, I had a glitch in a Twitch and I needed to repeat myself, but we did not edit that out because it's artistic. As in, just like it, but my hair's due for a wash. We haven't quite done it yet, but that's just the nature of a sad life. But at least I don't have a protective style that's actually gonna kill my mane. Okay. Alrighty, cool. Beans and bananas. I had to open for the cat. Let's just get straight into this. So today is the 13th, okay? It is the 13th of Jan 2025. It's just that I'm coming in the hours that we are, like, it's 16 minutes past midnight. I tried to come before midnight, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, but it's really the 13th. Like, it's literally the 13th. But my timestamp says that it is the 14th. As you can see, I started recording at like 5 minutes there past midnight. Yeah, so I just had to put that out there lest I should rock up again on the 14th and you're like, it's still the 14th. No, I don't record twice, once a day, because I have a schedule and it keeps me healthy, wealthy, and wise. Alrighty, so the reason why I was all up in this corner doing stuff like this was because I'm removing like some contraption. I'm moving into the side so I can read my topic of the day. So let's get straight into it, shall we? It is a Monday, not a Tuesday, but the 14th is a Tuesday. The timestamp, let it be accurate, and hang out on Accuracy Boulevard at its leisure. The name of the topic of the day is obsessed with my 50th birthday, and then there are a whole bunch of emojis making like a chocolate cake, a bubble person, a shoot it in the sky thingy my bobby, and then a balloon, and then a present, and then like another shoot it in the sky thing. And then afterwards it says, while I'm still 40. Okay, let's say that again. Obsessed with my 50th birthday, boop, while I'm still 40. That is the topic of the day. Okay, cool. So let me just put some caveats out there, seeing as I'm back to doing things in the regular fashion. I don't know if you're dealing with Animated for Jesus or with K. I don't know if I'm going to add animation. If I do, then you know that I had time. If I don't, you know that I didn't have time. Otherwise, I would have gone out with animation because I don't want to lose my animation just because, you know, I caught up and everything. It's like my innovation and I want to stick to it. Yeah, so whoever you're dealing with, congratulations. Also, check out whatever might be the scripture of the day. It's going to be plastered over there. It is swinging left and right, as like a cute little child at the park, that you might focus on it, pay attention, but not like a pedophile, but only like a really very seriously serious person concerning the matters of children. Gaze upon it with carefulness, and then meditate on whatever the scripture I chose after I make my edits. I do my edits, says. Thirdly, I just have to put this caveat out there. I am wearing application makeup, and I know it's killing it. I use an application that's actually still butchering it and massacring it. However, every so often my eyebrows are not giving because they bounce all over the show. I don't know what's happening. So if my makeup is falling off, it's only because, hello, it's not real. So just had to put that out there. I'm not shape-shifting. Fourthly, I have removed silences. Praise the Lord. Congra. So if you miss out on some of my facial expressions, it's only because I was quiet in aghastment, in sorrow, in pain, in shock, and in horror, and it bleeped it out, and I did not have time to go through an entire video that I've removed silences from, just to see where it is that would have been worth a while to keep the facial expressions. So if I appear expressionless, because I've got removal of silences back again. I prefer it, I like it, it is engaging, because every so often I find myself hugely boring. Okay, cool. I don't know if there's anything else that we put out there, but let me just carry on anyway, just in case I didn't put stuff out. I don't have a white cast sunscreen. I'm not going to be having a white cast sunscreen these days because my makeup app has foundation that can eliminate that. Secondly, I've taken a shower because these days I'm coming at the late hours, so it's nighttime and I don't have sunscreen on, even if I keep my own complexion. Speaking of which, listen up, okay, randos. Like, you know what, guys, my audience is just this like horrific personnel. It's a horrific people, and I call them personnel because the Lord showed me that in the tribulation they're gonna be like my admin ladies or whatever, and my like flyer expansion boys, like whatever, just randos that are gonna be working for me. So I've got this like personnel that hates me like no man's business. I don't really like to like rap on too much to them about what I'm like, because I'm always just complaining, you know. They've made sure that they're the only people listening to me, but I nonetheless have to address certain crazy things that my personnel think like all day and every day, and it's all very troubling. Listen, this is social media, just in case you are not aware. Congratulations, come sit down, have a seat somewhere in a corner over here, and swing like this little scripture on the side over here like a child, neatly to give yourself mareu, so maybe you might calm down, lest there should be like a frenzy within. Yeah. And listen to how in the world optics work, okay, concerning recording devices. I should have worn a jersey. These days it's kind of cool. I've been thinking summer's just going and going, but it appears not, eh? I'm kind of nippy, but I'll be good. I'm gonna keep on talking until I get hot, so let's just move right past all that stuff. Okay, yeah, no, my personnel. Let's have a discussion concerning my personnel. No, let's have a discussion concerning my my content on social media, alright? And how this stuff works. Mamelang ne, kupalu utweleng. If you care anything at all about your videos, you will invest in things like lighting. But even if you don't care about your videos and you record a video like during the day with like the bright sparky sun, you're going to have very excellent quality in your videos. It's going to basically record in such a way like social media cameras, not social media cameras, sorry, but phone cameras, which are these days social media cameras, or even just any optical lens at all. They are fashioned so as to maximize picture quality and to make sure that what you are seeing, what you are picking up, is kind of low-key richer and more catchy. I don't know, whatever. Look, they make these cameras so as to make sure that we see you as opposed to not see you. Have you ever turned on a camera at night with like night vision? You know how it is that your face just pops almost like it's clear as day, but if you grabbed a mirror in the same time of night, like take a mirror and look at yourself in the mirror at night outside with your phone, and what you see in your phone is going to be far more visible, far more clear. It's because there's light, that a setting, I suppose, an architectural design thing that they do in there when they're building these phones, when they're making these devices, that ascertain that picture is captured, the human being is isolated, and that things pop through, they shine through, with or without a flash on. These days cameras are so good that even when you don't have a flash on, because a flash can blind you and it can create that red eye issue, even without a flash on, you can see almost very clearly a person when they record at night, even if it's like in low-key pitch of night, very dark. So more so than when you're recording like during the day, is the picture quality going to be really excellent. I had to just put that out there, just throwing it in your face like breakfast in the morning. Okay, yeah, to help you understand that most people, when they record videos for social media, especially when they're not white people, when they are black, Indian, basically brown, pigmented people, what do they call them? People of color, yes. People of color, black folk, Indian folk, Puerto Rican, whatever. If you're not like Caucasian, booyah in everybody's face, you are going to look brighter. You are going to look lighter. You are going to look more towards white skin or lighter skin. Because of the settings inside these cameras, in order to bring forth the wow in you, because they have to brighten your face, they have to switch on a light to make sure that we see you, we capture you. These camera companies, these phone companies, they're competing with each other for picture quality. These are the things that enable you to make a decision concerning what phone you're going to buy. So if your phone does not at a minimum have that going down for itself, ain't nobody going to buy it. Nobody's going to buy it, because we live in an era, a time of everybody's recording everybody and everything is actually being uploaded, everybody's posting. So we need to have good picture quality. Nobody wants to see red eye anymore. I mean, what is it like? Is it 2001 still? Are we still in 1999? Of course not, right? It's 2025. Correction. It's 2025. So because it's 2025, picture quality is like a whole big chunky thing. Before we speak about my 50th birthday and whatnot, I just want to address this personnel of mine that's just really crazy lackluster. People always thinking, I would hugely recommend that you walk away from a ministry. You know, the Bible says, if anything causes you to sin, sever it. I spoke about that yesterday. If your eye causes you to sin, gouge it out, like scoop it, like is a Jada Pinkett in Gotham with a spoon, and just like take it out, so no one can, you know, human traffic you or whatever. Yeah, or your organs just be human trafficked. Make like Jada Pinkett, make like Fish Mooney in Gotham, and just scoop your eye out. That's what the Bible says you gotta do, right? If stuff makes you sin, Fish Mooney is your example. It's doable. Like, totally. That's not fiction. Gotham is real. South Africa's Gotham. I've been saying it. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, or gouge out, or cut off your eye. Like, sever it. Like, just cut it. If your hand makes you sin, cut it off. If your eye makes it sin, make like Fish Mooney makes you sin, make like Fish Mooney and scoop it out with a teaspoon. Then on that day, you'll be spared from whatever it is that your eye can continue to make you do, or your hand. So, I am that eye. I am Fish Mooney's eye. And y'all are not scooping me out. I don't even know why. So you're of course going to be then marketed in the underground market with your organs and everything sold on the black market. Like somebody's gonna take your eye, your nose, your tooth, and your liver while you're still alive, and then they're gonna just bank you in like a refrigerator to like come back to you for like scraps later again, like for whatever you can salvage, like your finger, your toe. Because you won't leave me alone. I promise you, you're gonna be squandered by my ministry if you don't leave. You are going to be squandered and obliterated by my ministry by the time I am done. You very potentially may be in hellfire, or like you'll be walking around in these streets literally unable to stand up. You won't be able to inhale, exhale. You'll have emphysema. You're going to have a bad case of asthma. You're going to asphyxiate. You're also going to develop a shortness of a fuse in your brain. So you're going to get like an epileptic fit on the floor, just seizing, like spazzing. And then when you get up, you're not going to have your speech be coherent because you're going to have Tourette's. You're just going to say things that you didn't plan to say, like, she sucks. I don't know, but like, I don't know when under heaven it is that I was supposed to do that. I owe you minutes of the meeting. Okay, now she's broke. You know, you just break up into stuff like Tourette's. So, seeing as my ministry causes you guys to establish very strange illnesses, you should probably just spare yourselves from being decimated by my practice over here, where I grab the body parts of fallen folk that hate Jesus and come here to do nothing but surveil me and take whatever under heaven that they want to take and run with it, and then chop it on a chopping board and come back hoping under heaven. That's what's good. Yeah, to achieve a thing, because you keep going back to the drawing board. You don't want me using your eye for my own purposes. You don't want me using your hand for my own purposes. You don't want me using your neck for my own purposes. You don't want me chopping up your toe for my own purposes. So richly rewarded will you be if you just get out of here and scoop out your one eye so you can save your other eye, like Fish Mooney in Gotham. Do that. Walk away from my ministry. Never look upon me again. Don't gaze at me. I am a trigger for all of you. I make you seize. I make you develop a case of Tourette's. You get asthma. You can't breathe. You can't exercise self-control. You spend copious amounts of money on a complete stranger, like a person that you don't know. So please leave. Nonetheless, after sending these caveats out there, people who can't exercise self-control nonetheless insist on watching me and then keep my channel frozen like this. Okay, Mamelang, I want to also put this out there. The reason why you also ought to leave my ministry, like just get out, get this stepping. These crazy men, especially that feel ambitious for me. I'm a black woman. Hello, congratulations for figuring that out. Granted that I'm a black woman, we come in a plethora of tones, colors, okay? And we unfortunately have a disease in the black community called colorism. colorism, okay, that basically discriminates against black folk that are darker in shade than others. It's problematic too in the Indian community, but I'm black, so I shall speak to the black people. Yeah. Because of colorism, I had 2 ex-boyfriends of mine give me grief, one of whom kept on comparing my skin with his. Like, he would do this, yeah, and be like, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. And I was like, what in the world? This dude was like several shades lighter than me. He wasn't exactly a bright yellow bone, but he was kind of lighter than me. And he just had issues. I was a teenager. He had problems with the fact that I was darker. And he imagined that that was a problem. For some reason, it was an issue because he was so in love with me. How could he just fall in love with somebody so dark? Type establishment thing, that's how it was. Yeah. And it was really disquieting to me, but I ended up leaving that guy because he was on and off and in and out of some kind of a strange closet of insincerity where I was concerned. So I was like, whatever. Okay. I gave him basically a pass to not have to deal with my dark skin by simply walking out. Then he had the brazen audacity to be upset to a point of bewitching my entire future, hoping that I don't get married because I broke his heart. You were always looking at my skin like paint palettes for a baby's room. Why would I stay? Anyway, that was just one of the issues. And then the guy that I dated for 5 years, who ended up marrying a woman with my complexion similarly, but during that come up, he was, I guess, violently colorist. He had a friend of his that once upon a time we were at some like bush party, some environment of like great clubbing or whatever. And it was all loud and it was dark in this club. And it was like, everybody was like hopping up and down. And I meet this guy for the first time in my life, ex's friend, and he's like, hi, Karabo, nice to meet you. And then as the night progresses, he starts to chat with my ex like I'm not right there. I could hear them, right? And he was like, dude, you such a cute dude. You this like bright yellow bone. You should marry a woman just like you. You should marry a woman that is a yellow bone just like you. And my ex was like, "I shut up, boy. Like, you don't know what you're talking about." But based on that little conversation on its own, and future conversations that this boyfriend of mine would keep having with this friend of his, he literally second-guessed me as a woman, like in entirety. He literally dragged his feet and did not propose marriage to me. No, not on anything else. He did, like, my ex-boyfriend wasted 5 years of my life because I was not a yellow bone. And today, he keeps trying to come back and he married a woman that's my complexion. I guess being a fool eventually erases as you get older. You realize that if I like someone, I'm just gonna run with it. So he finally did run with a woman that is more or less my skin tone, if not like maybe a shade or two even darker. Like, okay, he married a woman that is dark dingy just like me. And now he wants me back. So him dragging his heavy feet through life to do that which is honest and decent for me or for us was inspired by nothing but this thing in the black community that's like a gnarly disease chewing away at the flesh like a necrotizing fasciitis called colorism. This colorism caused my ex-boyfriend to delay marrying me, making me a placeholder until I left. There were a slew of issues, and I ultimately left. I did not leave because I felt annoyed by his little coloristic issue. You know, whatever it is that was injected into his bones. I left because of just a whole bunch of other random issues, a bunch of other random problems I did let you guys know. Y'all know those stories, I'm not about to get into it. Papa wang bora, since nali busy ka na high and low. And nang naskati mina sokudila nalo muntu wakudala every day in my ministry. I don't have time, I don't care. But anyway, that dude literally dragged his feet because I was dark in complexion. Nothing else. There was nothing else. I was ride or die. I was the best woman he'd ever been with. I was reliable. I was basically marriage material, and he dragged his feet. Okay, so having highlighted that issue to you, comprehend that it's really very troublesome in the black community. This colorism thing, it makes men pass females up. It makes men date chicks imaginative that this year is going to last 2-3 months. I'm gonna hit it, and if I like it a lot, I'm gonna keep hitting it until I'm done, but I'm never gonna marry this chick. Like, unless they have matured past that dumb way of thinking, they literally, black men in their plethora, can make a decision to propose marriage to a woman because she's either bright yellow or not propose because she is not. However, in the run-up to them marrying the bright yellow bone lady, they will date a lot of dark girls because it's just fun for now. It's just, yeah, I'm having fun, I'm jumping up and down. However, experientially, whatever it is that they go through, whatever they experience, whatever they enjoy in the relationships, that is based on a person's character, and it's based on a person's character and compatibility, all different kinds of things that you can put down on a piece of paper. How you enjoy the company of a person and how you experience an individual has nothing to do with their skin tone. Yeah, so they tend to have these mammoth regrets later on because they marry people with whom they're not compatible based on the fact that they were like yellow bones or whatever, or a slew of other random fluffy shallow reasons that I'm not going to enter into in this video because really I'm trying to talk about something else. Yeah, only for them to harass, bother, knock on the door of, break down, bouldered, what is this, like entire fortified fences, fortified walls and everything, okay, to come into the lives of some woman from long ago that they claim is the one who got away. No, she didn't get away. She was waiting with bated breath so patiently for you to do the right thing, and you didn't, and then you passed her up, and now you want to annoy the living daylights out of her now that she's 40. Okay, like, get out of my hair, you're stupid, I don't like you. But let us get into this particular issue. On social media, literally almost everybody is a yellow bone. I kid you not. Unless you are not, unless you don't care for your picture quality, unless you don't care for how your videos come forth, unless you're not pedantic about editing, unless you're one of those people that just record a video, or like proper just whatever, you're walking in the bushes, and then you don't care to adjust lighting, you don't care to reduce the glare, you don't care, like, yeah, then a person can see like what you look like more or less in waking life. But even the worst quality phone or the worst quality video content creator out there will still be several shades, maybe 2 or 3 shades lighter in their videos than they will be when you see them out there in the wilderness. It's like clear. You also see their true complexion when they're at a distance from the camera. Like when somebody is recording you coming from a distance, walking from like there, over there, far away, you can more or less gauge what they look like. Also, if they're walking with another person, the litmus test, the way to gauge what a person's true complexion is, really the best way on camera, is to sit next to a person with a different tone from you, because then the 2 different tones are going to come off on the camera, and you're going to be able to tell that she's darker than her or she's lighter than her, whatever, etc. But if a person is a talking head like my videos, just her alone in the video, you're not really going to see my true complexion. And from a distance as well, maybe you might see my more or less true complexion, but I will still be lighter even when I'm farther, but not as light as I would look, not as light as I would look when I'm slap bang in front of the camera using either natural lighting like a sun, or what do you call this? Oh my goodness, is it really cold? Using either natural lighting like the sun or artificial lighting like all these lights that we need to do YouTube videos, ring lights, whatever, fish paste, etc., to try and improve the quality and to make the talking head that powy, to stand out, you know, like resonate with your skin tone and what have you. Very well. Now that we've put that out there, Mamelang, black men and your shallowness, there is a reason why I am not marrying in the community. It was not my choice, it was what God saw it fit to give me, okay? I wanted a black man, but like I said, I've had a guy once upon a time, and I've told the story before, go MTN. He was a colleague. I was having, my colleague, a chick, was my friend. Like, I was tight with this one chick with whom I was hanging out, having lunch on the opposite side of the company, and she met with some of her boys, and this chick was slightly darker than me, all right, and she met with some of her boys. She knew them, I don't know, either they worked together some time ago, whatever, but some dudes she knew that worked for the company too, that she was really close with. And she was like, okay, let's sit and have lunch with these guys. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So I sit and I have lunch with these guys and my friend, and there's like a whole busting conversation, and if people are dropping jokes, I'm laughing, I'm smiling, wah ha ha, whatever. And then this guy looks at me like for a minute, right? And then he says, like interrupting conversations happening, yeah, he stops everybody talking in the middle of what they're saying, and he's like, "Umontle jwang?" And everybody, I get distracted, everybody keeps quiet, and I'm like, oh, thank you, you know, thank you. I remember my lipstick was like powing red. Yeah, so I must have looked like a Face of Africa model or something, right? He's like, "Umontle jwang?" And I'm like, oh, that means you're so pretty, right? And then everybody stops, I stop, I'm like, oh, thank you, you know? And then he's like, but you're not my type. I was like, okay. Not that I was looking at that guy in some kind of way. I was not attracted to him, neither trying to spawn with him or whatever, but I found that comment unnecessary. He could have just stopped at, you're pretty. Anyway, let's carry on talking. But he saw it fit to tell me that I'm not his type. Then his girl, my friend, the one with whom I went to this luncheon, was like, don't take it seriously. She's like, don't take him seriously. This one is annoying. He likes yellow bones. He likes light in complexion girls, women. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. So this dude basically was telling me that you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl. I mean, that's like a whole big fat issue in the black community, and it's really very boring. I cannot have an argument, discussion. It's tore up from the flow up and dried up, and I'm not really afflicted by the coloristic agenda, because me, I'm beautiful, and I just don't care. Ever since I got to high school, I didn't care that I was dark because I was pretty. It just didn't matter. It didn't matter. I was able to slay some yellow bones, some dark dindies. It was just an equal playing ground for me, and shallow people in this regard used to make me crease my forehead, but not enough to make me feel all insecure. I was only insecure about my dark skin when I was a kid in primary school, and yeah, basically formative years, because that is something that'll get you harassed. As a kid growing up, you will literally get ignored even by adults when you are darker. Like, I had that issue right next to my cousin who was a yellow bone, but as I got older, because I was pretty, and because I got the attention I wanted, because I was perpetually being asked if I'm a model, blah blah blah, I was like, but everybody happens to think I'm cute, so I don't care. I stopped caring. Colorism stopped being an issue. It stopped harassing me. It stopped lambasting me. It stopped beating me as with a pinata on the street, and it's never stopped, that Minginandaba thing. I found it bizarre and creased my forehead that my ex used to compare our complexion. I just left him. I wasn't frazzled by it. He had a slew of other issues, but sometimes I would really treat me like black and yellow. I'd be like, very immature. Model just standing in front of you, proper everywhere we go, everybody be asking you, did you get her off a ramp? And you are comparing our skin tones. Puma game, Puma. I kicked him to the curb. So when my ex-boyfriend and I, the one who 5 years were dating, and he dragged his feet to propose marriage because I was dying. Look at me now. Good riddance. And everything is a satan, like proper, like a devil worshipper on a This is the point that I'm getting to. Okay, guys. Well, one of my video right now that you're looking at is extremely color corrected, in the sense that I try as best as possible to bring my skin tone back down to my natural skin tone by increasing shadows, increasing blacks, increasing saturation, basically what brightness, decreasing brightness so there's not so much glare. I significantly decrease brightness, shadows, saturation, blacks, and sorry, I wasn't recording because I was looking up there and then my phone stopped recording. I go out of my way to deliberately significantly reduce the brightness of my videos, increase how powy the blacks are, decrease how powy the whites are, increase saturation so as to bring forth rich colors like the reds and the oranges, and then contrast it just dulls up a video, so no, I don't tend to touch contrast, but I go around like my parameters. I try to, as best as possible, without destroying picture quality of the video and without dulling my video, without basically taking away from the glory of the projected image, the talking head image. I significantly lower how much my skin is reflecting whites off, or yellow tones, or lighter tones than my natural skin tone. And so I get as close as I possibly can to my real skin tone, but I never ever succeed, no matter where I record, how I record, what kind of light I record. And I'm not about to go to out here tarnish the quality of my my ministry for this. Look, I don't even think it's not possible. It's not possible. There is this woman that I used to watch the content of back in the day, Nikki, well, when she was married to Jamie Perkins, now she's Nikki Thought. She used to do makeup, she maybe still does makeup videos, right? And Nikki, when she's doing her makeup tutorials, you would think that she's like my skin tone in waking life, like in real life. When I look at her, I see somebody that is more or less my skin tone, maybe slightly darker than me. But then when she was walking with her husband, her then husband, they're divorced now, Jamie, who was a white man, you can see just how dark Nikki is. And also when she's with her family, she is South Sudanese, right? When she is doing videos with her like her children who are mixed, half black, half white, you see just how dark she is next to her kids, and also next to other black people with whom she does videos. Like anybody that's in her videos that's a black person too, you can see that she's really dark. She's got a rich dark skin tone, very beautiful woman, excruciatingly gorgeous. Like, she's really, really beautiful. She's very, very dark, comes from South Sudan, and you know the Sudanese, their skin tone, right? Yeah. Nikki, however, when she's recording her videos, her talking head videos on YouTube, just herself in the frame, in front of a whole bunch of like ring lights and anything else at all that can be a light in the room, or even when she's recording driving her car, with natural lighting coming in, and that's all the lighting that she's getting, you will never be able to know. Like, her skin tone is maybe like 3 to 4 shades lighter because of the way that cameras are made, because of the way the sun reflects on her face, etc. Yeah, so if Nikki were to get pursued by a dude based on her video on YouTube, and this guy's a colorist, he's like totally crazy shallow, and he's a colorist, he would end up slapping Nikki with the same commentary that I was slapped with by that dude in the canteen, go MTN, who I'd be looking at me, pausing the conversation that we're all having, and it's like, marao type yaga. With my friend then confirming to me that what that means essentially is that you're so pretty, but not for me. Not quite my taste, because you're several shades darker than I would appreciate you to be. So essentially, you'd be a lot better if you were darker. Mamelang ne, guys, my personnel, nina nizongisebenzela eventually at some point. Mina ngimuhle kabi kopa nje fela le tswe ko nna hanyane o re habo haholo a ke tsebo re le batla ho etsang ka maphelo a lona mara le tlo. I'm sorry, let me stick to English. Leave me alone. I don't know what you want to do with your lives. Like, proper just walk out. Like, English does not quite kill it. But I will stick to English because I don't want to lose certain audiences. Listen, not that I've got a big audience, but it's just ideal that after I'm waiting for somebody to rescue me, so I can't be out just tarrying into my languages with people falling off the bandwagon. Okay, cool beans and bananas, but South Africans, and black South Africans in particular, y'all who I keep saying, count out your eyes, y'all. Cut off your hands, okay? Like, walk away, otherwise I'm going to harvest your organs. I literally am. Like, okay, cool beans and bananas. Now that we've put that out there, allow me to just hang 10 in this particular boulevard in Dimshlemna. I've known that since I was in high school, since people started like stopping me in malls and giving me cards to join modeling agencies, and everybody telling me I should go and join Face of Africa, and me being shelled by boys and everything, and being told by little girls that, oh, you're so pretty, you're my role model. It was validation of society that made me realize I was pretty. I didn't see it myself, but after they validated me, I was like, I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Because I never believed it as a kid, right? So basically, when I grew into my body, my face, when I flourished, when I became a swan, following having been an ugly duckling, because puberty will do that to a girl, I was like, I believe I can fly, I can fly, I can fly. And I've never looked back. I cannot do insecurities, or maybe I do. Perhaps I do have, okay, look, I do have insecurities. There's no woman who really doesn't. Every so often when I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh, whatever, what's going on? But that's because I'm in a lot of pain. Okay, that's because I'm in so much sorrow. That's because everybody has thrown me awry, thrown me underneath the bus, assaulted me with all different kinds of weaponry. And so because everybody has assaulted me, I'm inclined every so often to suffer from body dysmorphic disorder. I am inclined every so often to look in the mirror and be like, yeah. But on better days when I'm not feeling so bad, I look in the mirror and I'm like, I'm cute. I'm still cute. At 40, I have never self-doubted. It's what y'all need to understand. When I'm okay, when I'm not being too afflicted by the world of nonsense in the streets, okay, the season of sorrow has caused me to have a self-doubt I never used to have. But treated like rubbish. They treated me like nonsense until I started to feel like maybe I am nonsense. I started to look everywhere inside and start thinking I'm nonsense, right? A world full of crazy, dastardly beasts will do that to a sister and will do that to a brother. It's just very unfortunate. But let me just put it out there that all things equal, extracting all the sorrow in my soul, I would never ever stand in front of some lackluster beast out here mocking, picking away at my anything. Who's gonna lanza my beauty and me actually run with it like I shame. I've been trained by strange men that when things get below the belt, when they start to feel some kind of way, when they feel like it's moment now, I've arrived at that moment to harass you, little girl, with my persistence. Hey baby, yeah, when I have arrived here, my love, I'm going to diss you just to make you feel like rubbish. Because I feel like nonsense. Whenever I've dealt with guys like those in the past, 5 seconds, boy. 20 minutes. On a good day where I am feeling lenient, like giving hand-me-downs, when I'm feeling altruistic, like when I feel like giving out freebies, when I feel charitable, when I feel like donating, like mercy. Maybe he'll last 20 minutes, but largely any guy that rocks up all up in my grill and mocks anything on me physically, 5 seconds. I don't take prisoners. I don't take prisoners, and I'ma tell you why. I'ma get to it. I'ma tell you why. But I need to focus on whatever's going on up there for a minute. My mother, I keep on getting what you call this thing, threatened. I keep on getting warned, admonished, but on the other side it's like a satanic threat. I keep on getting warned by God that men that are like your dad want to slide into your DMs. They want to write you, they want to talk to you, blah blah wada wada. They're just really whack. And I told you I'm never gonna marry my dad. I came to Christ, I conquered overwhelmed generational curses, so no thank you. It's giving, get out. Anyway, whatever. My father, my mom, yes, like it. Nswembu, right? Way more even than me and my sisters. Yellow bone, total yellow bone. You know how, I don't know what they ate back in the day, but not the trash we're eating here that's processed in these like 21st century streets. So my mother did not pop a single stretch mark on her buttock, on her stomach, nowhere, until a pregnancy that she had in her 40s with my little sister, who's a lot lamiki, who now today is 22 going, 23, 22 or 23, my little sister, okay? It is shameful to not know that exact age, but after all, I don't get along with my family, so please, at least I know she's in her early 20s. Let's move on. Righto, Kubi's a manana. So by then she was already eating 21st century junk, but she grew up on apartheid diet, and she also grew up on struggling household diet. So how about you just pump up with any fruit and vegetables? Like, yeah. So I don't know what they ate. All I know is that it was certainly not as toxic as whatever we're eating today. And so therefore our parents, and I had a friend that Vitsi can confirm this, like we were talking one time and she was like, Yazzie, and she was skinny, like this girl was like skinny, she was like a rake. I used to love her body. I wished I could have a body, because when I was on the come up I was obsessed with being skinny. This chick was skinny and she was short, so she's not the kind of person that when she endures, she would not be the kind of person that when she endures puberty and she's like growing into her skin, she would not get stretch marks, because her body was already petite. Like, yeah, she just grew petite. This chick was petite, she was skinny, and she was not that tall, and she had stretch marks on her bum. That small little tiny number behind her had stretch marks. It was so tiny, but it had stretch marks. How did you stretch that? Like, how did that get stretch marks? What were you? How little were you as a kid? as a prepubescent to get stretch marks on your stomach. I can understand why I got stretch marks, because once I became an adolescent, I could not understand what in the world was going on with my body. Like, why? Like, stop. It just got, yeah. Some people get stretch marks on their knees, women. Knees, sometimes they get stretch marks on their upper thighs, as they are growing into there. Sometimes they get stretch marks maybe here on their boobs type thing. Yeah, because you're growing into your body, that's out, you're filling out. Okay. And this friend of mine, skinny as she was, did not have stretch marks anywhere, except for like 1 or 2 little 3 strands on her butt, on that small little tush. She had stretch marks, and we were talking about them, laughing, not just her stretch marks but all of ours, right? And we were laughing about how it is that, yes, these stretch marks on our bums. Mina, I don't know why I've got them, because my mom doesn't have them on her buttock, like, at all. There's no stretch marks there. And my mom is now a mama, like, she's big now, she's huge, like, she's blown up because of pregnancy and everything, and there's still not even a single stretch mark on her butt. How do I have it? And I'm not teenage age, but young adult age. I'm like 19. What, like, what are they feeding us? What are these people feeding us? Whatever they're feeding us has made it such that even our genes can't hold water. Our genes are not coming through for us. Whatever it is that our parents had going down for themselves, that's not coming through for us. I also had a cousin who her mom also asked her one time when she was like getting dressed, "Where's Alangmo?" And she was looking at the cellulite on her bum, and her mother's like, "What is going on over there? I don't even have that problem." And I'm like, twice your age. What is going on? So we get like more cellulite. We have more cellulite than our parents ever did, and we've got stretch marks. Our skin tone is not as great. Because I literally blame it on the food, okay? I blame it on the fact that we are being fed too much McDonald's, processed foods, canned foods, like fizzy drinks, whatever. It's messed with how our skin out here clothes us as the years progress. So invest in actives on your full body, yo, from as early as you possibly can. Use niacinamide, use vitamin C, use kojic acid, in moderation, because it's a great, never mind tyrosinase inhibitor, but cell turnover is a thing. There are creams that from a certain age you can use that have got things like retinol in them, like overnight, of course, sunscreen, all these things. It'll significantly improve the quality of your outward appearance all over your body, not just on your face. Like, use these things on your bodies too, because it'll reverse the fact that there's nothing we can do about the fact that they feed us trash, and we're just so used to the trash. We're so used to these processed foods. So let actives come for you. Let them hug you. Let them have your back. Let them do damage control. Okay? Yeah. Because like we are not eating well enough, and not only are superfoods and high fiber diets and high fiber foods and foods that are rich in anti-inflammatory properties in these crazy days crazy expensive, but if you're also going to get them untampered with, if they don't have genetic modification like Bill Gates' random crop, if they are going to also be free range, if they are going to be all manner and kinds of, you get my point, if they're going to be non-GMO, if they're going to be pesticide free, wada, you're gonna pay a pretty penny for stuff that you never used to pay a pretty penny for, because now these days, what information that you catch wind of on this media machine, these media portals, this information that you catch that is considered high value information also then goes on right ahead to ramp up your prices. It increases the prices of that which is now considered high value. So foods that were not so expensive are now very expensive because they're considered superfoods, and superfoods, that particular word, is like a recent innovation, and because of it you're paying a ridiculous amount of money for that which is regarded as superfood. So seeing as that it's expensive, it's as expensive as it is, some people like myself can't quite afford to be purchasing all manner and kinds of the exact superfoods that they would adore to eat. So really and truly supplement all that with actives, because actives can come cheap. Me, I know how to shop at Chinatown, but this is not that message. I'm getting to a point. Take care of your mzimbas, all right? Your body, your body alongside your ubuso, so you don't age like sour milk. Like, try and do that, because whatever we're eating, we're done for. We are inhaling more trashy air, and we are also eating trashy food because we can't afford food that's not trashy. And you cannot for the life of you go everywhere just reading a label as to whether or not it's non-GMO, GMO, this, that, and it's expensive to keep buying collagen powders, water, so topicals, like proper, yes, you must deal with the problem from the inside out, but until such time that you're like a millionaire, able to shop clean and able to eat clean, you are doing yourself a grandiose favor by putting actives on your mzimba, not just on your face. Okay, now that I've put that out there, alright, the stretch marks on our parents, on my mother's buttocks, are non-existent. Similarly too, on the buttocks apparently of my friend's moms and my cousin's mom, my cousin of which her mom went and was like, ew, what is going on with your buttock, little girl? And at the time she could have been like 22, 3. And the mom was like, I'm twice your age. And I've never seen that on my body. We laughed about it. Okay, this cousin of mine was like a good 10, again, 6 to 8 years younger than me. So when she was saying this, she was like fresh out of her teenage years, and I was in my late 20s. And her mom already was like, but it's disaster. Fix it. Don't spread. Don't go beyond that. You are already breaking apart, and you have literally just cracked out of an egg. You just came out of gestation, and yet you're already cracking. Like, what is going on? So get like a lot of topicals, the actives, milling, please go and put actives on your bodies. Go and invest in. You don't even have to invest. Me, I know how to concoct things, to mix stuff together. Okay, whatever. But for those of y'all who got jobs, like, invest in what is this creams that have got ceramides in them and vitamin C and kojic acid, and you get my point. Whatever works for you, run with it. And then of course sunscreen. Do what you need to do, sister girl. I know you don't understand, but you're going to have to understand. You will age fast if you don't take this advice from me. I'm telling you right now, preserve your mzimba, because what you eat ain't gonna do it for ya. Alright, now that we have put that out there, it must be comprehended that this elastic, the supercalifragilisticexpialidocious elastic skin of my mom that did not have any stretch marks on the buttocks, did not also have them on the stomach, not on the breasts, nowhere. There was just like literally not a hint of a stretch mark. And my friend was also telling me that her mom said to her, the one walk of varsity, her mother said to her, why didn't I lead stretch marks? That means I don't know what's wrong with you guys. When I was growing up, I didn't have that stuff. I did not have stretch marks, so I don't know why you have them. And I told you my friend was petite. So being petite and having stretch marks anyway is a 21st century dilemma, or a 20th century dilemma. It is something that we are just got going down. So now that I've put that whole long chunky story out there, because I can be loquacious and verbose, you must understand thus that a woman that's out here pregnant with a body looking like a porcelain, no stretch marks, no what do you call this thing, cellulite, and our human biological makeup ought be something that a man would find basically the kind of stuff that would make him go haywire, like he should go crazy over it, because men are naturally wired to adore fertility because it is a proliferation of their own genome. And when a woman is heavily pregnant, it should basically inspire great affection in a man, because it releases chemicals off us each as people in this interaction that say that a family is being created, a bond is being made, and this person is able to proliferate my legacy, because look at how round she is. She can carry the term. So a woman that is heavily pregnant, that in that pregnancy has not gained too much weight, but gained it in all the right places, her breasts, her stomach. I had a colleague like that at M10. Her breasts got big, her stomach got big, and she got slightly curvier, but she was still, contained. She didn't blow up, she didn't get fat ankles, basically all the things that can come on you because of pregnancy, that can really ruin you. Things that can make your nose super big, things that can darken you, give you hyperpigmentation, whatever. If you have a basically pretty pregnancy, which a lot of women don't quite have the luxury of experiencing, if you don't get a pretty pregnancy, if you don't experience an ugly pregnancy, like the kind that'll make you look like a walrus, but you have a cute little quaint one. There are so many women out there that you can think of that have a cute quaint pregnancy. Like it's like this lollipop that's just sticking out here, but they have not blown up and they're still glowing. Their faces are so beautiful. What a fish paste. When a woman carries like that, when there is nothing on her that should make a person be like, yo, did you see Karabo, dog? I can't even recognize her. Like with black women, our necks get black, our noses sometimes get like big. It's just like, yeah, pregnancy will show on you type establishment thing. But there are women who carry really well. And like I said, I had a colleague like that at MTN who, if she was sitting down at desk and you wouldn't even know that she was pregnant. So I never got fat, nothing. You just saw the bump when she was up, and it was so cute. It was so cute. I was like, as in a girl, me, I'm gonna pray to Jesus to give me your kind of pregnancy. When you saw her stomach, no stretch mark, nothing. She carried so beautifully. She carried so beautifully. But you know, all pregnancies are equal, but some pregnancies are more equal than others. Other women out here be giving walrus, shark, whale. Getting here, is it a bus? Like, I'm sorry, we can't have it all. Women in my family, I don't know, I can say it, my cousin carried well too. My cousin also carried beautifully. Her face did not show that much, so I'm kind of hoping that I'm good. Like I'm sad. I like, yeah. My cousin, who is my uncle's kid, she carried well. Like the one pregnancy that I saw, she only grew a bump, and she was a chubby-ish girl already. So when she got pregnant, I expected her to become a walrus, and she didn't. So maybe there's hope yet for me, right? I don't have an example to use with my own siblings. I saw my mom long ago, long ago, with my baby sister, and I can't really recall because I was a teenager at the time. What about a fish paste? So I don't know what in the world is gonna happen. But when a woman carries beautifully, long story short, which my mother did with me and my older sister. My older sister, she had her when she was 24, and she had me when she was 26. When you carry a stretch mark free, iridescent skin, chubaba free, face glowing, nothing but the baby bump popping out, extra breast, healthy pregnancy, when you carry like that and a man mocks you, there is something ugly in there going on. There is something satanic, something demonic, something malevolent, something diabolical. There is something uncouth, ungodly, scented with all manner and kinds of destructive, chaotic, devastating narcissism, and a deliberate intention to make a woman feel like she ain't jack. That is spiritual. There is something rotten that is spiritual when a man basically chooses to disregard a beautiful pregnancy. It's 1 second.